What is up, delicious humans? Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video that you're seeing, welcome. You haven't missed much because I have not been here for a fucking long time. I think the last video on this channel is about 18 months ago, and I think I was a bit traumatized by uploading 75 videos every single day for 75 days because holy guacamole, that was a lot of work on top of doing the 75 hard challenge. So as you can see from the title, this video is 75 hard related. The reason for that is when I completed my 75 hard challenge, I kept saying that I was going to do a wrap up video sharing my tips and tricks because I completed 75 hard, and it feels a little bit out of integrity to get back into posting on this channel without doing that, even though I said I was going to do that 18 months ago. I'm sure no one's been holding out for this video, but I do hope that if you see this helps you, because of course, if you see this and you're interested in watching this, then you may be interested in doing, or you are doing currently 75 hard. This video and the next video are the final completion of the 75 hard challenge. This video, as you can see from the title, is all about tips, tricks, what I learned to help you if you are doing or thinking about doing the 75 hard challenge. And the second video, which will be the next video on the channel, is actually going to be a video explaining why I personally no longer agree with the 75 hard challenge. However, like I said, I'm a woman of my word, even though that word has come 18 months later, and so I didn't want to continue on this channel now that I'm over the traumatization of posting a video every single day for 75 days without doing what I said I was gonna do. So this is that video. So as you can see on my channel, there is a video for every single day for 75 days of what happened, how I was feeling, and I documented the entire experience. And of course, if you've been through the challenge or you're currently within the challenge, it's a very up and down experience. Like some days I was so motivated, I was so energetic, I was so like, let's fucking do this. And then other days I was like so tired and lacked motivation, and I just could not be asked to do any which component. Personally, not only did I do the 5 rules, I also decided to take the 75 days off of Instagram, as well as do a YouTube video every day documenting the experience. My first tip is don't do that. Honestly, the documentation, the recording the videos, the editing the videos, the uploading the videos was the hardest part. Well, it wasn't the hardest part, but it was just really difficult to do that. Maybe do a TikTok a day or some other form of documentation, like a post a day on your Instagram or something, because the video thing was full on. All right, so first I want to share with you my tips for successfully completing the challenge from someone who successfully completed the challenge 18 months ago. What really helped me is to set myself up for the day for the small annoying habits so that I helped myself at the end of the day. And what I mean by that is first thing in the morning, like literally as soon as I opened my eyes, I would get up and take my progress picture because it was done. And it was very consistent taking that progress picture in the morning, before food, before water, before anything was in my system. The next thing I would do to help myself throughout the day was, after I took my progress picture, was to immediately drink a large chunk of water. Basically as soon as I got up, because that already took a portion of the water. What I'd found sort of through the start of the challenge was that I would get to the end of the day and still have like a liter of water to drink. I'm Australian, by the way, so I speak in liters. So a gallon was 3.8 liters, and I would find that I would still have a third to a quarter of that at the end of the day. And then you have to drink it at like 8 or 9 p.m. and then you pee all night, and that is just really not ideal. Almost like front loading your day with water really helps you throughout the day and really helps you make sure that you hit that goal. The other thing that I trialed and that really helped in terms of also front loading my day was to read in the morning. It's not something that I always did because often I would read once I got into bed, but there was a few times where I was so tired that I actually fell asleep reading and I would have to wake myself up and like finish the last few pages before midnight. Reading in the morning was not something that I necessarily did every single day, but on the days that I did, it just really felt good in my head because I'd been inputting like a positive influence. And it just really helped because I knew then if I read, drank a chunk of my water and did my progress picture and then went to the gym, that was already like such a large portion of the rules completed first thing in the morning, which just meant that it helped you throughout the day and towards the end of the day. The next tip is to really plan ahead if you're going to be busy. So say it's the weekend and you know that you're going to have a hectic, busy weekend, or you might have a really busy work week where you're working long hours. Try to plan to set yourself up to help yourself out. If you know you're gonna be busy, say you go away for the weekend, plan ahead by getting up and doing both your workouts in the morning, or drinking a big chunk of your water in the morning, or reading a book in the morning. Really just planning ahead and looking at your week and working out when you can do things, because it's a decent commitment to do all of these things, particularly if you're a full-time worker, if you've got kids, if you have a life. It can be really difficult to fit all of those things in. So I really encourage you to plan ahead, plan your week out, try and schedule in when you'll work out, when you'll do X, Y, and Z, whichever rule it is, because the old adage goes, fail to plan and plan to fail. Planning, looking ahead, scheduling really helps you out. The next tip is accountability and support. And what I mean by that is telling your closest people about what you're doing, because there's really something to be said for public accountability, but there's also really something to be said for getting support when you really need support. For me, at the time, I told my partner, and I was also with my mum for a decent portion of the challenge. Both of those people I had obviously shared with that I was doing it, and on the days when I just really couldn't be fucked, or I just felt super tired, both of those people were there to help me and to support me and to hold me accountable and to remind me why I was doing it. Like it could have been really easy to not do a component. However, of course, being in alignment with your integrity and being honest with yourself is really important. And also there was the rule, or there is the rule, that if you don't complete one of the portions or components, that you have to go back and start again. Having someone there, having a couple of people there, maybe that's your housemates, your family, your friends, your partner, whoever it is, to hold you accountable but also to support you is really beneficial in helping you complete the challenge. My last tip is to make the most of your days. Try and have fun with it, experiment with different workouts, get other people involved in your workouts, and really try to enjoy the process and just make the most of it whilst you're doing it. Now I want to share with you my top 4 lessons from completing the program. When I personally did the challenge, it was perfect timing for me with what I was going through and where I was at in my life. So the first one was not a new lesson for me, but it was definitely a fantastic reminder, and that is that confidence is built through action. I think a lot of people think that there's some people who are just confident and some people who are just not confident, but it's not actually true at all. It's not like some people are just born confident and some people aren't. Confidence is literally just built through putting yourself outside of your comfort zone and taking action and trusting yourself. And over time, through repetitive action, when you feel like you're getting better at something and you feel familiar with it and it feels a bit more comfortable, then you feel confident. With repetitive action, you feel competent, and competency, so many words, competency leads to confidence. And so really, if you want to get confident, you just have to take action on something that you want to get confident at. The second thing is that luck doesn't exist and we have to work for what we want. It was a fantastic reminder throughout the challenge. I think it's easy as humans to look at other people who are successful and look at other people who have what you want and think that they must just be lucky, or someone gifted them that, or that's just a personality trait that they have. But 9.9 times out of 10, the person that you admire has worked their fucking ass off for what it is that they have and who it is that they are. If you want something, we're all equal in that we can all work really, really hard to make something happen. Now, of course, that's not to say that different people haven't had different life circumstances and haven't had different upbringings, but on a playing field, everyone, if you worked hard, has the ability to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. The third lesson, and again, also it wasn't a new lesson for me, but it was also a reminder, is that how you do anything is how you do everything. Showing up for yourself in such a committed way throughout this challenge was really reflected in all areas of my life. So when you're showing up so much for yourself, it starts to seep into all areas. If you want to improve your life, start to have higher standards for yourself, start to work towards what you want, and remember that how you do anything is how you do everything. So start doing one thing better and it will start to reflect and seep into other areas of your life. The fourth lesson is to not focus on the big picture, but more so to focus on the daily tasks. I think as humans, it's so easy to feel so overwhelmed if we have a big gap between where we are and where we want to be, or where we want to go, or what we want to achieve. And this gap between here and here can be the cause of overwhelm. For a lot of us, the gap can seem so large that it then causes us to almost be paralyzed by what it is that we have to do. It's just such a good reminder for life to not get so caught up in the gap and focus on the outcome, but rather focus on the processes, focus on the daily tasks, focus on what I can do today within a 24-hour period, and then wake up tomorrow with the same attitude. And within a month, you'll look back and be like, holy shit, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 75 days. You look back and be like, wow, by focusing just on the 24-hour period, I fucking crushed that. Again, another really fantastic reminder that was reminded by this challenge. Those are my tips. Those are my top 4 lessons that I learned or was reminded of by completing this challenge. It was a really fantastic experience. It was exactly what I needed at the chapter of time that I was in my life. However, like I said at the start of the video, the 75 hard challenge no longer aligns with me personally and with what I believe, but I'm going to not include that in this video. It will be the next video on my channel. So I just wanted this video to be a tips and lessons in case you want to do the challenge, you're within the challenge and you need a bit of like pick me up. And also, like I said, because I promised that I would do that, and even though it's 18 months later, I like to be a woman of my word. So hopefully this video helps. If it does, please like it as it really supports my channel, and I will catch you in my next video.